and welcome to Rolling with Two. I'm Will, and with me as always is the coin capsule capturer herself,
Sarah.
And today we're doing a two-player perspective and accessibility for Gasha. Or, as most people would say, Gasha.
Depending on your origin, I think.
Well, it's G-A-S-H-A, so...
If you're English speaking, you'd probably say Gasha.
Yes.
But as we tried to listen to a video, and I can't say it, but the Japanese would
Gasha.
be Gasha.
Sarah, tell us a bit about this game.
All right, so this is a set collection game themed around toy capsules. Your goal is to collect sets of toys and turn them in for reward cards. The backs of every card show 2 to 3 icons of what the card could be. You use that information to draft cards, hoping that you get what you want. The player with the most valuable collection at the end of the game wins. All right, so Will, how does the game change for 2 players?
So for 2 players, you have to remove the set collection cards for 5 and 6 players.
Yep.
They'll be marked on the bottom right of each card. So you have to go through that. Then the number of bonus tokens you use will depend on the player count.
Right.
So like for a 2-player game, it's 5 bonus tokens.
Right, and the higher player counts use more tokens.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, and there is no bot.
Nope, no Nanamen in here.
But he could be someone you try to collect. Collect them all.
Yes. So the 2-player experience kind of, we felt, had like 2 sides to the same coin, depending upon what you like. At a 2-player count, it's not like chaotic or frantic, which it would be at higher player counts. So that means that it's tactical and kind of more of a going back and forth, trying to get what you want before your opponent. So it depends on what kind of experience you want, that whether or not it's a bad thing or a good thing.
Yeah, if you're into a large party of 6 players with a loud social one, this game will work. If you're in that 2-player, very thought-provoking type experience, this game will work.
Right.
If those are flipped in any way.
Yeah. If you want chaos at a 2-player count, this isn't going to work.
And if you want thought-provoking on a 6-player game, this probably won't work.
Yeah, this is, exactly what you just said.
Yes, barely.
So moving on to accessibility, your cards are kept secret. This is only going to be a problem for those with more severe vision issues like Will. So for him to play, he had to frequently, every time he wanted to look at his cards, get up and go use his closed circuit television that enlarges the images so he could actually see them.
And every time I did, I said, I have a good feeling about this. And I always came back, my feelings suck.
Yeah, because like we said, you are drafting based on the backs of the cards. So like, ooh, I need a kitsune. So you see a card that has a kitsune, but it could also be a robot or a sushi. So you're like, ooh, it's going to be a kitsune. And you take it and you're like, that's not a kitsune.
It's a robot.
It's a robot. I don't need that right now. So that's that. Otherwise, for accessibility, it does so much right, though. All the icons are unique and they really pop. I mean, the art here just really pops off of the cards and stuff. And everything else, other than your hand of cards, is open information. So the backs of the cards, the reward cards. Now, the bonus tokens are face down on purpose, but once you get one, you flip it over and it's open information for everybody to know.
And it's only one of 3 things.
Right.
It's 3 points, an extra move, or 2 wild Gashas.
Yeah, exactly. So that makes it pretty straightforward. That's the other thing that's really accessible at this game. It is really easy to teach. So
yeah. Here it goes. Are you ready? On your turn, you're either getting 2 Gashas from the 4 decks to put in your hand, or you're turning in cards from your hand to collect a set.
Yep, that's the game.
We're done.
I mean, there's some small nuances that the
set cards might trigger.
Right. So some of the set reward cards might have half tickets, and so when you make a full ticket, you actually get one of those bonus tokens. You flip it up, you get that thing. And then if they match color, then you get an extra card.
Extra
toy card. So yeah, that's the game. Really easy to teach.
Super easy.
Yep. All right, conclusion.
So for 2 players, would you recommend this?
If people are looking for a more tactical going back and forth and not wanting chaos at a 2-player count, this is great. This is really engaging, fun play.
I would say yes, but I would also add it would help if you have some sort of connection to one of these capsule machines.
Right.
Where you throw coins in and get little toys. Because both of us had that experience, so we were able to have a bit of nostalgia, which endeared it to us a bit more.
That's true. I mean, I used to collect stickers through those, and
I collected football helmets and little baseball helmets.
Yeah, so it really depends. I think you're right. For anybody to enjoy this game, they would probably needed to have at least had some experience. Yeah, some passing experiences as a kid of putting a coin in a capsule machine and getting that surprise out, because that's where the fun of this is, ooh, I'm going to take this card. It's kind of like putting a coin in the machine. You take the card. Is it what you wanted? Yay or no, kind of thing.
Yeah. Accessibility.
Yes, this is going to be accessible for almost everybody who has what I would call more normal vision. Like if you just are colorblind, the icons are so unique and distinct. They're not reliant upon any one color. It's almost a bit too artsy, but that kind of lends a good note here, because then the magical girl head looks different than the robot head, which looks different than the kitsune head. So they're heads, but they're all very distinct. And then the radish is like, well, that's a radish. You can't, that's not like anything else. And so is the sushi, so.
Yeah. I think if it just said the word, that would make it like 100%. But I'd say the icons do a very good job at making it. I don't have to rely on the art on the card to try to figure out, what am I looking at?
Yes.
So yeah, accessibility, fantastic.
Right.
All right, Sarah. Can you explain what Gasha is all about?
Okay, so from what I've read, Gashapon is a, what'd you call it? Onomatopoeia?
Yes, and it's the branded onomatopoeia.
Well, that's true. It's
Gasha with CHA?
No, SHA.
I thought GACHA was
no. So the middle two letters, GASHAPON, is the branded by Bandai. The GACHAPON is the generic. So the S or C is what makes it generic versus branded?
Yes.
But it's still the same thing. And what it is, it's the sound. The gasha is when you put the coin in, and the pon is the sound that the capsule makes when it falls into the dispenser.
But this doesn't have the pon.
No.
Because there's no falling into the, it goes into your hand.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why you only get the gasha.
But it's an interesting word that has just came from the sounds the machine made, rather than the machine being named first.
Yeah.
It was named afterwards, after it was made, and it just made off of the sound.
Yeah. It's like, the boom boom. What is that? It's a boom boom. All right, let's go have some boom booms. Awesome. And now you know. And why would you ever roll with just one when you can be rolling with two? And remember, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach out to us on the various social media platforms at
Rolling with Two. That's TWO. We are on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And on YouTube, please like and subscribe.
And if you have time, check out the other content Nanaman has found for you, because remember, he's rolling with you.